Hey guys, it's me, Sean, from Sean's-thoughts.com. One half of the crew that let me live every tiny moment exceptionally crew with my business partner and friend, April. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, and it's not going to be one of those long rants. But I thought I would today. It's Friday. Yeah. Recently, I've seen a lot of posts talking about trauma, even PTSD, and things of that sort. And I've caught myself going down some rabbit holes, kind of thinking about this. And I wanted to drop this, and maybe this helps you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you listen or you don't. Here's the thing that people that we seem to be missing, and a lot of people seem to be missing. No matter what we call trauma, no matter what we call it PTSD, we call it trauma, we call it our which level of trauma, or childhood trauma, adult trauma, or whatever, right? Doesn't matter what we call it. The events that caused it, PTSD, trauma, doesn't go away. It never goes away. I've been away from the last war zone I've been in for 11 years. And I still have dreams about bombs blowing up around me and certain days that were always branded in my memory. I still have dreams about Iraq, and I went to Iraq in 2003. So you never go. My father-in-law was a Vietnam veteran, and he talks sometimes about some of his experiences there. It doesn't go away. Somebody was raped, beat, grew up in a horrible household, attacked, made fun of, bullied, whatever. Doesn't really matter what the trauma is. It doesn't go away. It never goes away. And what I'm seeing is people talking about that. And they say, oh my God, this, and our catchword for the term for now, it's been for a couple of years now, is triggered. Been triggered. And triggering means that something happened and it brought back that flood of memories, or it made you get to this point. And a lot of people who use that term are like, I couldn't do this or couldn't do that. It crippled me. Some people, their fight or flight responses come in, or what have you. So I was thinking about this recently, and not everybody's going to agree with this, and that's okay. I'm just a dude who has an opinion. We're not supposed to forget trauma. The misconception of humanity is that we are only about our successes, our greatness. When someone says they love whichever higher power they believe in, it's always about what they've been given, or what they've been gifted, or how good something is for them. We never actually acknowledge the negative and the bad. We don't actually thank our higher power for the bad. We blame it on something else, right? Trauma is the same way. We're supposed to learn from our traumas. We're supposed to learn from our events. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we grow our resolve. That's how we grow our stress. I'm not saying that we're supposed to celebrate that we were raped or assaulted, that we have nightmares of explosions. But we're supposed to learn, and we're supposed to be able to understand that makes us who we are. That makes us stronger. Somebody may have been assaulted and learned a hard lesson. But now when they share that story, when they share the trigger warning, so to speak, or they share that what they're doing is they're telling a story, a lesson, and they're teaching the lesson. But many of us don't actually finish the lesson. We just talk about the trauma. We just talk about why we were triggered. We talk about what happened that made us do this, but we don't even know how to deal with it. So basically, I'm just saying, here's my pain. I don't know what to do with it. And that's the problem we have. We want it all to go away, but it doesn't. I will be honest. I was molested 3 different times in my life. And that's open. It's not a war wound for me or anything like that. And it made me recognize vulnerability. It made me recognize predatory behavior. It made me recognize how how easy it is to go down rabbit holes and get into dark places. So what I learned from that was that, yes, there are people in the world who are going to do bad things to people just because that's their choice. And I have a choice to either learn from it and grow from it and help others, or be crumbled by it and be dragged down by it. We carry our traumas like they're anchors, and then we don't understand why we can't get our head above water. The tide goes in and out, water rises, and we're not moving. And so I can talk about what I went through. It's not a big deal for me because I let it go a long time ago. And I'm not saying just let it go. It feels better. You'll be better. No, I'm not minimizing someone's trauma. What I'm saying is every single person on this planet has something that is traumatic. We have to, because we're human. Whether it's the loss of a parent. And by the way, the trauma doesn't mean that I was beat. Sometimes trauma is just the divorce of parents. And that person never gets over it. The loss of a friend. And not even talking about death. I'm just talking about the loss. Like, we all deal with it different because it's all in our mind. So, for anybody out there who's really struggling, right? One, talking about it does help you. Talking about what you're going through does help you because it also helps you get out of your head. Because the biggest liar you will ever meet is yourself, the person in the mirror. You will lie to yourself faster and quicker than anyone on the planet. You will tell yourself all types of things. That's what happens. But when you talk, and I'm not talking about on social media, that is fool's gold. But when you talk to someone who can understand or will listen, you get out the excess energy. And when you try to really deal with the things that caught you and understand and don't carry it as an anchor, but keep it as a lesson, as a pillar in your life that changed who you were for the better. That's the thing that we don't understand. The things that happen to us change us. And they're supposed to be for the better because we've learned the hard lesson. And if you're a religious person, we have this thing, some of my family members say, God doesn't put you into anything that he can't get you through. And the crux of that is you are strong enough to understand and make it better and help someone else and help the world and yourself. Taking power back from your trauma means that I understand it, I look at it, and I recognize it. Even if it's scary, I recognize it, and I recognize the things that make me think about it, and then I know how to, and I deal with that. I don't give it more power. So it's Friday. My goal was to be about 6-7 minutes. I'm at 8, so I'm gonna end this here. Our lives are supposed to be complicated, and there are things that we can't always understand or get through. That's why we have communication. That's why we talk to people. That's why we seek. Sometimes we need to seek even more professional help, and that's okay. But we must understand that the things that build us are the things that try to break us, and to break us, we are stronger than that. Some of us don't make it through that. But if you're running around and you're sharing with the world how much you've gone through, but you're not sharing with the world how to deal with it, then you haven't dealt with it. You're not dealing with it. And that is doing yourself a huge disservice. Because if you're still here, that meant you were strong enough to make it through it. That meant you were strong enough, whether by fate, by grace of your God, or by pure freaking luck, you were strong enough to make it through it. So as you set off for this weekend, I want to just say, take your time, be gentle with yourself, and learn and sit with what you have to work through to understand that you are building tools. And those tools can be used by other people, so they never have to go through it. All right, so that's it. This is me, Sean, from Sean's-Thoughts.com. Live every tiny moment exceptionally. Be kind to yourself and to others.